There is a question worth asking the next time you walk into a dealership showroom. Not, what is the monthly payment? Not, what is the warranty? The question is this: what car does the person fixing these cars actually drive home at night? Because mechanics know something the rest of us have to learn the expensive way. They see what fails, they see what breaks at 60,000 miles, they see which cars come back again and again on the same recovery truck, they see which engines never arrive on their ramp at all, because the owners never need them to. And when it comes time to choose a car for their own driveway, with their own money, on their own time, they are not making that decision based on a magazine review or a finance deal. They are making it based on years of data that most drivers never get to see. We cross-referenced what the people who fix cars for a living consistently recommend and what they drive themselves. And across every single source, 3 brand names come up, the same 3, every time. Before we dive in, drop a comment where you're watching from and hit subscribe. Before we get into the 3 brands, let me explain how this list was built, because a lot of reliability content you see online is based on data that flatters the manufacturer. 90-day initial quality surveys are the manufacturer's favourite statistic. They measure how smoothly the Bluetooth pairs in the first 3 months. They measure how much the driver loves the touchscreen in week 2 of ownership. They measure nothing that matters to a mechanic. Nothing that matters to you when the car is 4 years old and the warranty has just expired. The data behind this list is different. Warranty Solutions Group published rankings in 2025 based on over 15,000 live warranty claims made on UK vehicles. These are real repair invoices, real faults, real costs, every claim logged, anonymised and ranked. The average claim rate across all 22 volume manufacturers in the UK was 28.3%. That means more than 1 in 4 covered vehicles needed a warranty repair in the study period. The average repair cost when something did go wrong, £621. The 3 brands on this list are not average. They're in a different category entirely. What Car backed this up independently. Their 2025 reliability survey drew on feedback from 32,493 owners across 30 brands and 227 models. Warranty-wise added a further dimension. Their reliability index draws on over 1 million warranty policies, covering vehicles from 4 years old through to 15 years old and 150,000 miles, which Magazine's annual survey adds tens of thousands of driver responses on fault rates, repair costs, and time off the road. Every one of those sources points to the same 3 brands. That is not a coincidence, that is engineering. No manufacturer paid for placement on this list. At least one of the brands not on this list would probably prefer you never watch this video. That is how you know we are doing it right. The brand that mechanics know never to argue with. Brand number 1, Toyota. Here is the number that tells you everything. In the Warranty Solutions Group study published in the 12 months to June 2025, Toyota recorded a claim rate of 7.02% across 22 volume manufacturers. The industry average was 28.3%. Toyota's figure was 4 times lower. Their average repair cost when something did need fixing, £479, against an industry average of over £600. A separate WSG study to February 2025 confirmed the same result. Toyota claim rate 5.58%, the lowest of all 22 brands. Average repair cost £419. The only figures lower in the entire industry were from Lexus, the luxury division Toyota owns, built on the same platforms, assembled to an even higher specification. The Warranty-Wise Reliability Index named the Toyota Yaris the most reliable used car in the UK in 2025. Consumer Reports' 2026 brand rankings placed Toyota first overall with a score of 66, ahead of every mainstream competitor. Now, let us talk about why. Because the data tells you what Toyota is, the engineering explains why. In the 1990s, Toyota made a company-wide manufacturing commitment called the Toyota Production System. It is not marketing. It is not a slogan. It is a documented operational approach to building cars in which every component is engineered for longevity. Every process is standardized and audited. And the goal of every design decision is to produce a vehicle still running trouble-free at twice the miles most manufacturers design for. The clearest expression of this philosophy is the Toyota hybrid system. Toyota began developing hybrid technology in the early 1990s. The first Prius arrived in 1997. By the time the Yaris Cross Hybrid went on sale in the UK in 2021, that architecture had been refined through nearly 30 years of real-world deployment. The motors, the battery management systems, the regenerative braking, the switching logic between combustion and electric, all of it iterated, corrected, strengthened and improved across millions of vehicles and billions of road miles. Compare that to a brand fitting its first-generation hybrid system to its first hybrid model in 2022. One of those is a mature technology that mechanics understand completely. The other is a rolling experiment. British taxi drivers know this without needing a reliability survey. Walk around any major UK city and count the Toyota Corolla hybrids and Prius models grinding out 200, 250, 300,000 miles in commercial service. The drivers who depend on these cars for their income, who cannot afford a day off the road, have voted with their purchasing decisions. Toyota hybrid. Every time. The specific models mechanics point to in the UK market: the Toyota Yaris from any generation, but especially 2005 to 2020. The Yaris Cross Hybrid, the Corolla Hybrid from 2019 onwards, the RAV4 Hybrid from 2016 onwards. And for those who want something with a longer track record, any Toyota from the 2005 to 2015 era with a simple petrol engine and a full service history. One honest caveat: Toyota's early diesel models carried some of the same diesel particulate filter issues that plagued the whole industry in that era. If you're buying older Toyota diesel, check the service history for DPF regeneration and urban use. The petrol and hybrid variants carry no such asterisk. The verdict: Toyota is number one in every meaningful long-term UK reliability dataset that exists. It is not close. Mechanics drive Toyotas because they have seen what does and does not arrive in their workshop. Toyota arrives least of all. Before we get to brands 2 and 3, tell me something directly. What brand is sitting on your driveway right now? And if you could go back and choose with everything you now know about long-term reliability, would you make the same choice? I am going to make a prediction. The majority of you who regret your choice are going to name one of the German premium brands, and the majority of you who would make the same choice again own a Japanese car. Drop your brand in the comments. I want to see the data play out in real time. The brand that just topped the What car survey and nobody outside the mechanics world is talking about. Brand number 2, Honda. In October 2025, What car published their annual reliability survey. 32,493 UK car owners, 30 brands, 227 models. Honda finished first. Overall score, 96.6%. Just 15% of Honda vehicles in the survey reported any issues at all. Of those that did have a fault, every single one was fixed for free by Honda. More than half of the affected cars were back on the road in less than a day. The Honda HR-V achieved a score of 97.5% in the survey. The Honda Civic scored 97.3%. What Car's consumer editor Claire Evans commented that Honda was a deserving winner because all 5 of the models rated achieved exceptionally high scores. In the Warranty Solutions Group data for the 12 months to June 2025, Honda ranked second overall with a claim rate of 9.92% and an average repair cost of £489. In the separate WSG study to February 2025, Honda ranked second again, claim rate 8.85%, average repair cost consistent. In every dataset, Honda finishes immediately behind Toyota, always second, never third, always in a separate bracket from the rest of the industry. Warranty-Wise has named the Honda Jazz as the UK's most reliable used car in multiple separate studies over several years. In one instance, not a single one of the 406 Honda Jazz owners surveyed by What Car reported any fault at all, 0, none. In a survey spanning hundreds of cars from dozens of brands, the Jazz produced a perfect score. The Warranty-Wise CEO Lawrence Whitaker said it directly. It's unsurprising to see Honda top the table, given how reliable its cars have proven to be time and time again. Honda owners demonstrate the ultimate reliability metric. They buy the same brand again. Honda drivers told independent FIFO reviewers, "Third Jazz I've bought." You do not buy the same car 3 times because of the finance deal. You buy it because the first 2 never let you down. Honda built its reputation on a specific idea that the best way to make reliable cars is to never stop improving the ones you already make. The 1.5-litre and 1.8-litre naturally aspirated petrol engines in the Jazz, Civic and CR-V are not exciting. They are among the simplest, most mechanically straightforward engines fitted to any modern car on the UK market, refined continuously over decades, with every known failure mode engineered out. When a Honda arrives in a UK mechanic's workshop, it is almost always routine. An oil change, a set of brake pads, a timing belt on schedule. The mechanics who work on these cars describe them as predictable in the best possible sense. When something needs doing, it is the thing you expected, at the mileage you expected, and it costs what you expected. The models mechanics point to: the Honda Jazz from 2008 to 2022 in any variant, the Honda Civic from 2012 to 2022, the Honda CR-V from 2012 to 2018, specifically the petrol variants. The diesel CR-V from the era carries the same DPF concerns as any diesel of that period. And the Honda HR-V from 2015 onwards, which has carried Honda's Jazz-derived reliability reputation into the small SUV category. The one honest caveat: earlier Honda automatics, specifically the 5-speed unit fitted to some pre-2008 models, had documented issues with clutch pack wear under hard use, not on the UK market in significant numbers, but they exist. The manual transmissions and newer CVT units in Jazz and Civic are essentially bulletproof. The verdict: Honda has just been named the most reliable car brand in the UK by What Car, survey data from over 32,000 British drivers. The mechanics who see these cars daily already knew. They have been parking them on their own drives for years. The mechanic's quiet secret. Brand number 3. Mazda. Mazda does not have the brand recognition of Toyota. It does not have the following of Honda. It sells fewer cars, occupies less advertising space, and rarely wins the headline news cycle. That is exactly why it ends up in mechanics' driveways. Not in spite of its low profile, but in part because of it. In the Warranty Solutions Group rankings for the 12 months to June 2025, Mazda finished third overall with a claim rate of 10.40% and an average repair cost of £629. Third, behind Toyota and Honda, and ahead of every other volume manufacturer in the UK. In the separate WSG study to February 2025, Mazda was again third, claim rate 11.47%. In the JD Power 2025 Vehicle Dependability Study, Mazda finished in the top 3 overall. Car Dealer magazine summarised the pattern plainly. The top spots were dominated by Japanese models, with Honda in second place, closely followed by Mazda. The engineering story behind Mazda's reliability is one of deliberate restraint. While every other volume manufacturer was downsizing its engines, adding turbochargers, and cramming in hybrid technology to meet emissions targets, Mazda went in a different direction. The Sky Active engineering philosophy, introduced in 2011, is built on an unusual idea: that the most reliable engine is one that does not need a turbocharger, a particulate filter, or complex additional systems to meet its efficiency targets. Instead, Mazda achieved higher compression ratios in naturally aspirated engines, meaning more energy from each combustion cycle, without the additional mechanical components that create additional failure points. The Sky Active G petrol engine in the Mazda 3 and CX-5 is described by owners across every major forum as near bulletproof. One owner documented over 330,000 kilometers on a Mazda 3 2.0-litre Sky Active G with nothing beyond regular maintenance. Independent analysis shows that well-maintained Mazdas cost 23% less to own over 10 years compared to equivalent European vehicles. Mechanics are drawn to Mazda for a specific reason. The cars are engineered to behave predictably, communicate clearly to the driver, and be maintained intuitively. Mechanics who specialise in Mazda vehicles consistently report that the car tells you what it needs before it becomes a crisis. Wear rates on known components are predictable. There are no proprietary systems that lock out independent garages, the models. The Mazda 3 from 2013 onwards, the Skactiv generation, is the mechanic's pick. Simple petrol engine, clean electronics, strong body structure, outstanding long-term reliability data. The CX-5 from 2017 onwards is the family SUV equivalent, the same Skyactiv architecture in a larger body, with one of the highest reliability scores in its segment. The Mazda 6 from 2012 to 2018, larger, more comfortable, same engineering DNA. and the Mazda MX-5, in any generation since 1989, is one of the most reliable cars ever built. Not because it is sophisticated, because it is not. The simplest, most honest sports car on the market, and it simply does not wear out. One honest caveat. Earlier Mazda Skyactiv D diesel models carried turbocharger issues in the 2.2-litre unit. Some units from 2013 to 2016 showed premature wear at high mileage. Mazda's petrol Skyactiv range carries none of these concerns. If you are buying an older Mazda diesel with over 90,000 miles, have the turbo checked before purchase. The petrol variants need no such qualification. The verdict: Mazda ranked third in UK reliability data behind Toyota and Honda. It ranked ahead of every German manufacturer, every French manufacturer, and every premium brand in the country. It cost 23% less to own over 10 years than an equivalent European vehicle. And it sits on the driveways of mechanics who know exactly what that means. The brands that are not on this list. This matters, because understanding what mechanics avoid is as important as understanding what they buy. Land Rover is the most extreme case in the UK market. In the Warranty Solutions Group data, Land Rover recorded a claim rate of 36.47%, the highest of any manufacturer assessed, with an average claim cost of over £1,000. A Land Rover warranty claim is 5 times more likely than a Toyota claim and costs more than twice as much. Land Rover was responsible for 60% of the 20 most expensive claims in the entire dataset. The top-tier repair items: diesel particulate filters at over £1,800, engine repairs at nearly £6,000. BMW recorded a claim rate of 18.13%, with an average claim cost of £749. Jaguar, 25.5% claim rate, £826 average. Mercedes, 22.9%, £678. None of these figures mean these are bad cars in the short term. They can be extraordinary to drive, but mechanics, who see these cars at their worst, at 70,000 miles with failed transfer boxes and at 90,000 miles with cracked injectors, make a different calculation. They are not paying for the badge. They are calculating total cost of ownership, probability of failure, and average repair cost when failure arrives, and they drive Toyotas, Hondas, and Mazdas. The rule that every mechanic uses. Write this down. The question a mechanic asks before buying any car is not, "What does this car do well?" It is, "What does this car do when something goes wrong, and how much does fixing it cost?" For Toyota, Honda, and Mazda, the answer to the first part of that question is rarely. The answer to the second part is less than average, every time, backed by every data set. The specific version of this rule: look at the 3-year warranty claim rate, not the 3-month initial quality score. Find the Warranty Solutions Group rankings, the Warranty-Wise Reliability Index, and the What Car Reliability Survey. Put them side by side. The top 3 are always the same. The bottom 3 are always the same. A mechanic does not tell you this at a dinner party. They do not post it on social media. But walk into any independent garage in any town in Britain, ask the owner what they drive personally, and listen carefully. The answer will be one of 3 brands. It will be a Toyota, a Honda, or a Mazda. And it will have considerably more miles on it than anyone at dealership would be comfortable acknowledging. If this video gave you something the showroom never did, subscribe now and share it with anyone who's about to spend £30,000 based on a brochure.